It's Carnival time in the Caribbean.
We party, we drink, we have fun, we be ourselves. Yeah, man.
Million people coming down, dancing to a song.
This colourful mashup is a long way from its Catholic roots. Just one of the colonial cultures the trade winds washed ashore here.
Carnival is really a celebration of all of who we are. We have had a history of indentureship and slavery, and we have morphed that into something beautiful.
A month before the global coronavirus outbreak, I'm in the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, where lately the waves are bringing in a perilous old adversary. Venezuela's demise and piracy on the waters nearby have shaken the otherwise laid-back home of steel pan, calypso and Windies cricket. Why do we have to be so careful here?
Because you can't trust anyone.
You have to pay the ransom, otherwise they will kill you.
Once the dominion of swashbuckling buccaneers the likes of Captain Blackbeard, now, centuries later, and pirates of the Caribbean are back in these tropical waters. But you see, today's Jack Sparrow is coming from just 14 kilometres offshore, and they're bringing their troubles with them. Dusk in the hills behind Trinidad and Tobago's capital, Port of Spain. The lush valleys here are filled with the demented sounds of the blue devils preparing to run wild. It's a ghoulish tradition known as devil mass or devil masquerade. Blue, the distinctive colour adopted by the young folk here. Why are the blue devils blue? What's the importance of blue?
Trinidad and Tobago, our culture is more blue itself. We do something different to what Grenada are doing.
Yeah, right. This is my first devil mass. Should I be worried?
No.
Should I be scared?
Up to you.
During the course of the year, we work hard, and during Carnival time, that's the time we let loose of ourselves, and we call it freedom of life.
So everybody's come out here to see the Blue Devils walk down the hill. And like all good Catholic festivals, it's about sin and repentance. And over the last year here in Trinidad and Tobago, there's more sin than ever that needs cleansing. Peaks in illegal migration, gang crime, violence at sea and murders worry young Trinidadians like Kemba.
Hearing about the pirates and stuff, it got us frightened. I'm trying to forget about the crime. So I'm thankful for life, and I'm trying to forget about that and enjoy life. So here I am, as a blue devil, showing you all how to enjoy your life.
On the water surrounding this island paradise, pirates are a very real threat. A threat the government here takes seriously. Today we've been invited to go on patrol with the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. Now this is a privilege not afforded to many people in waters which are frankly too dangerous to go by ourselves. It's the sort of place where it's shoot first and ask questions later. Hello, sir. Thank you.
Welcome on board.
Thank you. The top brass in charge of patrolling this vast and porous sea border is Commander Don Polo.
Everything heading north from South America has to come around Trinidad and Tobago. We are quite a focal point for both licit and illicit traffic in the region. The main challenge is that the border between Trinidad and Venezuela is it's very, very close to the shore. In some areas, it's just 4 nautical miles. What that means is on a fast boat, you can close the distance from the border to land in a matter of minutes.
This narrow waterway between Venezuela and Trinidad truly is pirate waters. This is the site of many murders, kidnappings, robberies, and the tragic shipwreck of 2 boats carrying Venezuelans on their way to a new life in Trinidad. Now, as to who's responsible for these crimes, certainly it's criminal elements in Venezuela, but there's also evidence of criminal elements in Trinidad as well. There have been 14 reported cases of piracy here since 2018, targeting fishermen, yachts and passenger boats. More still go unreported. Lieutenant Commander Shelley-Ann Marshall has just spotted an unknown vessel.
We'll ask for all their documents. We'll make sure that everything that they have on their documents.
I can see your vessel's
exactly.
chasing
We
now.
do have at this time 026 or Interceptor is going to approach this vessel and do interrogation.
What other kinds of boats and the kinds of contraband you're finding aboard them out here?
Any vessel can be carrying drugs or guns, any vessel. And so the contraband, you might find marijuana, you might find cocaine, you might find guns and even persons.
People?
Yes, sir.
The rise in crime on the water is linked to the worsening Venezuelan crisis nearby. This has taken Trinidad and Tobago by surprise. With 90% of Venezuelans living in poverty, some 4 million have fled abroad to escape political repression, food shortages and a near total economic collapse. Heidi Diquez is an activist for Venezuelans in Trinidad. She says Venezuelan arrivals grew here rapidly to an estimated 35 to 40,000.
We started seeing more and more Venezuelans coming in to buy food and buying medication and going to Venezuela, and then started seeing them in bars, trying to work, restaurants and whatnot, getting exposed to being detained.
The Trinidad and Tobago government's brief amnesty last year granted adults temporary work rights, but their children, some 2,000, are not allowed access to education.
Parents want their kids to go to school because this is not ending. You're going to have a population of uneducated kids in the next 5 years.
That sounds like a time bomb.
It is terrible. You know, Trinidad has only 1-point-something million people. This is smaller than a big barrio in Caracas. And you can't control this? It's hard to believe.
Venezuelans who come to Trinidad take huge risks crossing the water. The Venezuelan man I'm on the way to meet now came himself and then 6 months later arranged for his family to join him. But what happened next will haunt him forever.
Entonces no creo que Carnaval sea algo de alegre. Yo voy al mar y, o sea, y lo que hago es, ¿qué pasó? Esa es mi pregunta, pues, ¿qué pasó en esa noche? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasaría si mi familia está viva o está muerta o...?
25-year-old Venezuelan refugee Kenyer Berra Lopez has been waiting for any news of his family for almost a year now.
Donde yo soy estaba todo caro, no se conseguían los pañales para mi hija, la leche y todas esas cosas, las medicinas. Un cambio porque Venezuela en ese y hoy en día está mal. Y era un futuro que yo quería como que darle la riqueza, las cosas a mi familia, sino que una estabilidad, ¿sabes? Y entonces no se le puede dar todavía.
His family paid a Venezuelan boat captain to take them to Trinidad illegally in May last year, including his father, sister, uncle, his 2 children, and his 8-month pregnant wife.
Cuando la última vez que he visto su familia.
Me mandó una foto de mi hijo, Dylan, y mi hermana me dice, y mis hijos, y mi hija, perdón, viendo al mar. Dice, ya vamos para allá. Nombre de Dios, tengo hambre, me dijo. Y yo le dije, tranquila, amor, es que yo tengo que hacer.
What happened next aboard the boat named the Ana Maria that night is as murky as the waters in which she was last seen.
Puro, se vinieron ya viniendo para Trinidad y ahí fue que pasó como quien dice un intercambio en el mar de piratas, ¿sabes? Y entonces lanzaron a Alberto Abreu, que supuestamente es el único sobreviviente.
Boat driver Alberto Abreu later posted a video online in which he says the boat began to sink and he swam for help and never saw the passengers again.
Mi gente, yo también tengo dolor. Yo también llevaba familia ahí que me duele saber que esas personas dejaron niños en su casa esperando a sus padres y viendo la situación económica, la crisis que estamos viviendo en Venezuela.
This was the last photo taken of Kenyer's family. He holds on to the hope they could have been kidnapped by pirates and might still be alive.
¿Qué crees que pasó con su familia en el mar?
No sé, eso, o sea, hasta que yo no vea un cadáver, algo. Mi esposa y mi papá.
All that he has left of his family is a tattoo bearing their initials. It's not just migrants who are fearful of disappearing at sea. On the far southern tip of Trinidad, local fisherman Marlon Sookoo is a descendant of the East Indian plantation workers brought to Trinidad by the British. He's seen what pirates are capable of up close.
My livelihood is fishing. I born and grew up in fishing. My father was a fisherman. My parents cannot afford to send me to finish up my schoolwork. So I come on the beach and I look for my own dollar.
Dwindling fish stocks have now forced him to leave Trinidad's waters to chase fish. The small, traditional fishing boats here come with unusually large and powerful outboard engines. And I'm about to find out why.
You have to have power, like whenever, if it have a pirate in the area, you have to run. So you have to have a big engine on your boat to overpower the pirates.
And how close to the Venezuelan border will we get?
This whole mainland, what you are seeing there, that is Venezuela land.
That's Venezuela.
Yeah.
Very close.
Very close there.
So close you can swim.
Yeah. Where we are going to Salado, very dangerous in the night. Cannot go there in the night. No.
While fishing one night with his small crew, Marlon's boat was attacked without warning.
And the pirates them come up and they see the light in the boat. And when they see the light in the boat, now they creep up behind the two engine. But when I flashed behind, I saw 4 guys with bulletproof vests, and that was it. They started shooting. And we'll pass through here and come through here. I pass through here and they come through here.
Marlon managed to escape with his engines and boat intact.
Yeah, because they were shooting from right here.
So despite being shot twice in the arm by pirates, you still come out here and risk your life?
Yeah, because I know that choice. If I get another job, I would leave the sea work. But I don't have another choice because I have a family to see about.
Even in daylight, Marlon takes no chances when a boat arrives from the Venezuelan border. So tell me what you've seen.
Seen a boat coming from Venezuela. I don't know if it's pirates. They coming from Venezuela.
So it's not safe to be here?
Not safe to be when they put it in there.
Sometimes it's possible could be a mafia boat running drugs or guns, bringing guns from Venezuela. All that Venezuela stuff. All that. Sometimes they just want to like kidnap people and things, understand? So we don't. In the case of the boat coming there, we're not sure what boat it is, so we can't be so close to the boat.
Because you can't trust anyone. You don't know what boat is what boat, so you have to come out of the area to make sure.
You've got to be careful out here, right?
Yeah. Must be careful and be watching.
So you're pretty lucky, aren't you?
Lucky to be alive. If death come now, it wouldn't be a problem. I witness how it just feel like when you're going to die. So it wouldn't be a problem for me if death come now.
May your heart find peace anywhere you come from. Buddha up, Buddha down, blessings on the nation. Everybody! Hey, ready for party now?
Back in Port of Spain, Carnival is in full swing. Tonight, it's the Calypso competition, a major pillar of Trinidad's carnival culture.
Gave up his throne. The prince gave up his power. Why? Just for dark meat alone. Show some love and bring to the stage Mr. God Sinclair. Nothing illegal or remotely criminal. Rock so with that.
Calypso music, well, it started off as protest music. You know, this goes all the way back to the days of slavery, right? Where the oppressed had a chance to vent. That's what Calypso is really. Calypso, our stories are told by Calypso.
If you can't get with the program to help someone make a clean start, rock so with that.
It's still a simmering hotbed of political sentiment. This Calypso by Garth St. Clair is about Trinidad's recent troubles.
The Venezuelan crisis opened plenty eyes. Some evil people chose to capitalize.
We have a crime situation here now that's really untenable. And again, there are a number of reasons for that too. They started killing out each other every day. You know, somebody died here, there's a revenge killing here, and they keep doing it all the time.
You don't want to miss Eye on Dependency, only on I 95.5 FM. Eye on Dependency, reality radio at its best, sharing hope and strength for 2020 and beyond.
Garth St. Clair draws on his time in prison on drug charges on his radio show with partner Natasha.
Andy is a reporter from ABC Television Australia, who's here, among other things, to cover the work of our independency.
With 538 murders last year alone, the rising crime rate and solutions to it are hot topics on air.
And thanks for meeting the team from Australia, down under.
Good luck over Carnival.
62397, good afternoon.
Lots of people came from Venezuela. He said he's seen a lot of people who he knew who were in prison for serious crimes, such as murder, walking the streets in South. So, you know, we have a very serious problem.
Why is there such a rise in crime in Trinidad? Why have there been such record numbers of murders, for example, last year?
I knew it was going to escalate was drug-related crimes. I realized in sobering up after going to prison and spending that 6 months, the information I got from the streets and prison was enough for me to say, hey, we have a problem going to escalate.
And so do you think that with an increase in migration from Venezuela, there's been an effect on the crime rate here in Trinidad?
It will, of course, it will. It will have that. I mean, it's on record now.
The stigma and the stereotypes that apply to them, that all of the Venezuelan men are drug dealers, all of the Venezuelan women are prostitutes. And of course, we know that's not true, but I mean, that stereotype persists.
The police, they're going to get busier, because now we will have children growing up here without education, and again, we'll want to find a way to settle in. The gangs we have here are, to me, more kindergarten than the guys from Venezuela. Those guys are brutal, they're cold-blooded, and there are certain marks that you would start, that they would leave, how they execute people, how they execute their rivals.
Daily life in Trinidad and Tobago is, especially for ordinary folk in Port of Spain, marred by gang crime and violence. No one is immune. And when things go wrong, they call on one man. The Undertaker they call Giant.
Ready? They know Giant for dealing with the dead. Most people know Giant as the dead man. Anyway, they say, Undertaker.
The Undertaker?
Yeah, and they know me for that. When I didn't know start, I didn't even want them to touch me. But now I don't even care if the hand fall on me. The whole body could fall on me, I don't really care about it. This is the pickup vehicle, really. This is a vehicle where you pick up on a scene. Like you have a murder here now, police thing, and you go down, body bag, pick up, put in this vehicle, and you bring it to the funeral home, tell it the police ready to carry it, till forensics or wherever. I just call it my baby. This is where us bring the bread.
Earlier this year, there were 4 homicides in just one night. Sometimes Giant has to cram 2 bodies in his hearse at once.
For this week alone, I must do about 3 young fellas who ain't even reached 30 years yet. 3 to 4 already for the week. You understand? And
If murders are up in Trinidad and Tobago, last year there was over 500, second highest year on record. Does that mean business is good for you?
what it affect me is that the murder rate going too high. That affected me, and I, as a funeral home owner, telling you this.
Is it harder to attend to a young person that's been murdered rather than any other kind of?
No, it's not harder, you know. It is be harder when it have multiple holes and they mash up your head, and that does be hard. This warfare we're going on, it needs to stop. That is all we need to do. I could show you inside.
This is the mortuary where he repairs the bodies he collects for their funerals.
This is the embalming machine.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And who's in the
This is the refrigeration. 3 bodies there.
So what do you use to plug up a bullet hole in a dead body?
Well, you wax it.
With what?
With wax.
Show me.
This is the wax here. You have to heat it with your metal, with your tool, and you heat it and put it on the wherever the hole is, wax it, and then you get your color now, and you color back to their color, so you wouldn't see where it was.
Okay. Do you get a photo from the families so you know how to recreate a face?
Most of them, I know them, you know.
You know their face
Most
already?
of the deaths I deal with, I know these people.
Giant says the guns used in the murders are coming from one place.
Venezuela is the closest point to us. It's across the border it's coming from. I'm the one picking up the pieces.
Million people coming down, dancing to a song. Love is life and life is love, blessings from above.
If Carnival is freedom, then Venezuelans like Maria Nuita are joining in.
Carnaval, happy, feliz de estar en Trinidad y compartir con los guacoyombis de Belmont. La hermandad que hay entre Venezuela y Trinidad se rompe todas las barreras con la cultura. De verdad que ha sido grandioso estar aquí y compartir con ellos.
I never feel this free. Million people coming down, dancing to a song.
Despite the challenges, there are some signs that Trinidad's most recent wave of migrants are beginning to fit in.
Well, this is the first time they are participating in Trinidad and Tobago Carnival, and be part of this is just amazing. They are Venezuelans. They love their country and their amazing home, but one of the things we're working on is for them to belong to the community.
So it's tricky because you have to know English to speak to people, to be able to get a job, go to school.
So do you feel Trinbagonian or Venezuelan?
I would say 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
Muy bien.
This is our tradition. This is just Trinidad spirit, Trinidad vibe, Trinidad love. I welcome anyone who's willing to experience our culture.
So we saw one group, they were a Venezuelan group marching for the first time this year. What do you think about that?
It's a good thing.
Very nice.
It's awesome.
For a nation shaped by many cultures, these islands have been slowly embracing the latest arrivals.
We've always had the ability to be resilient. We've always had the ability to move past the struggles that we are experiencing. Trinidad and Tobago has been increasing in crime rates, child abuse, and the list goes on, particularly with the forced migrants that are here. But in the midst of our problems, still able to celebrate.